PHP provides predefined variables. We've already seen some of these, the $_get and the $_post and the $_cookie. And you've probably noticed that $_ seems to be the common factor. The $_server class of predefined variable can be very useful in many situations. We often want to find the host IP address, that is, where the application is hosted. And for security purposes, we often want to find the user's IP address, particularly where there are transactions involved that require the user to be identified. And there are many others accessible via this link on the training website. The HTTP server vars variable used to be used, that is now deprecated, and we simply use $_server. And you can see a list of them. The server predefined variable is defined as $_server with single quote, a constant string in single quotes and brackets. And if we look at the manual page, we can see what those constant strings are. There's a whole range of them, and we'll be looking at just a few of them. To demonstrate this, we'll look at the snippet $server examples, and in the file function test, select it all, not just the bit between the test comment lines, but select it all and delete it all and paste the examples for the $server script. Sets out some style to make the browser rendering clearer and identifies several of these variables. It uses a function display server, which again uses some CSS styling to make it more readable, and then displays the variable $_server with this variable string, and that's the variable that it displays. So we're displaying just these ones. Let's save that, and you've probably still got function test, or at least the demo folder, loaded in your browser. So click on the function test or refresh it, and this tells us that the server variable with document root returns where we are on our server. So recall that our localhost was actually the C directory in the XAMPP folder in the C drive and the htdocs folder under that. The server address is because I'm here on a local network, so it's reporting the IP address of my local system. And of course, this is not terribly useful simply because I'm connected to a local system. The server is localhost, so it's not connected to the internet, and it's therefore not reporting anything very interesting. Now, I've set up an example of this on a live server that's actually on the training website, and there's a link to it here. You can see that it's gone to www.training.tmit.net, folder TMIT, folder resources, and this file function test_servervars.php. And it tells me where I am on the server. So I'm in the home directory, under that the TM train directory, and I'm in the public HTML folder. It gives me the IP address of the server, and it gives me the IP address of my ISP connection to the server. It tells me the server name, which is actually the same as the host name, and it tells me where I came from. So I actually clicked this link from localhost demo function test.php. If we look at a different example, and I click this link from here, this link was actually accessed from a live site, training.tmit, with some directories underneath that, but everything else was the same. So using these server variables, $_server with a constant string, can tell you a great deal about the user and the environment in which you're working.